How you doing, BU Nation? Welcome to another Friday Night Live. It's May the 2nd. Hope you guys are well wherever you are. Hope everything is okay. We have a lot of things to talk about tonight. And I hope to receive your questions, to get your participation, because remember, you are the reason for me to be here. I was in a live stream this afternoon with my friend and broker of the channel, Célio Briardi. I think you guys have seen, right? Or not, because it was in the middle of the afternoon. We are kickstarting a new project, a new venture that La Vie is going to release on the 10th of May. We can talk about that throughout the live stream. But it's very important that you guys participate. It's very important that you bring your questions, that you are open for a nice conversation, because the purpose of this live stream is you, a member of the BU Nation, part of this channel, a follower of Brazil, a follower of what we do here. Just to give in the same notes that I always do at the beginning of the live stream, I would like to say that we have live streams every Mondays and Fridays. Every Mondays and Fridays. We are testing now the 6:30 p.m. time, right? Because they were 8, they were 6, and now it's 6:30. And I think so far I have seen more results. I think it's producing more results because the participation is bigger now, starting at 6:30. And when it was at 6, I noticed that a lot of people started showing up at 6:30, 6:35, 6:40. So I said, okay, maybe 6 o'clock is still a very early time. So I decided to change for 6:30. Another thing I am studying and trying to implement is 1 hour and 30 minutes of live stream, because sometimes the conversations get really interesting, and I have to go. It's like and I base this on Manu. Manu is in the most interesting part of the game. She's playing video games with her friends. And suddenly, me or Tali say, Manu, time to stop the screen time. Time to stop the game. Oh, I can't believe it. So I got this feeling that it happened here as well. Because we were like in the middle of a very good question and it was already the time for me to stop. So tonight I'm going to try to go until 8 o'clock. If things get really interesting, I'm going to go until 8:30. Who knows? Maybe we can have 2 hours of live stream. Annalise Boldorini, thank you very much for being here. Hello, how are you? I think people are still to come. It's very normal at the beginning of the live streams. We just have a few people saying hello. If you are already watching, please step up and say hi. Very important that you participate. Remember, we are trying to build a BU Nation here, a big family whose focus is to talk about Brazil and everything that this country has to offer, because it's a very beautiful land with very nice people, and of course focus on the good people, forget the bad ones, okay? But thank you for being here, Anna. Anna is my student, guys. She takes English classes with me. Just 1 year studying with me, a year and something. And it's a pleasure to teach her. She's amazing. She's a very dedicated student. She makes me proud all the time. Coming back to the notes. Mondays and Fridays, 6:30. We're going to be here until 8, right? And remember, we have videos on the channel Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 4 p.m., always Brasilia time. São Paulo is controlled by the Brasilia time. We have another time in Brazil, I think just 2 time zones, if I'm not mistaken. So the one we follow is the one in Brasilia. So remember, every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 4 p.m. Brasilia time, you guys will receive a new content. By the way, let's talk about how crazy it was, that video about Ayrton Senna, guys. Let me talk to you about it. Yesterday, as you guys might know, was the 31st anniversary of Ayrton Senna's death, right? Unfortunately, Ayrton Senna left us on May 1st, 1994, right? That was probably the saddest day in the history of this country that I can remember of. I was just 13 years old when that happened, and I will tell you, I don't remember to have seen so much sorrow in one country. Of course, the media helped a lot because they kept playing their song in a looping, and sometimes that his song, the theme song of his competitions, because Rede Globo here in Brazil had a song specifically for Ayrton Senna. It was like tan 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 tan. So whenever he would win, Globo would play. So when Ayrton Senna passed, when he died, they kept playing this, but in a violin. So come on, it was. I'm not saying that we were not supposed to be sad because people idolized Ayrton Senna. He was a hero for us. He was an example of good person. Very cocky sometimes, very, I think he was very confident. And he believed in himself, in his powers. And he transmitted this to the rest of the Brazilians. We started loving Brazil more because of Ayrton Senna, right? Ayrton Senna taught us how to be patriot in a time that not many people were patriots. We lived in a very difficult time in Brazil. Hyperinflation, right? We had inflation of more than 200%. It was just crazy. We had a lot of political problems. We had just to come out of a military regime because the military were in the power for many years in Brazil. So Ayrton Senna could be a patriot when supposedly there were no reasons to be patriot. So he would win the competition very well, like with one of the legs on the back, as we say in Portuguese, and he would stop his car, grab a flag. He would ask for a fan to give him a Brazilian flag, and he would take the victory lap, waving the Brazilian flag. Imagine a country that was battled, that was tired, that had no reasons to smile. And this guy comes on Sunday mornings and he shows us we have to believe. I'm gonna be emotional here because Ayrton Senna was unbelievable. But he showed us we had a reason to love this country. We had a reason to believe that if you wanted to change something, you would have to fight. And I wanted to start the video. I don't know if you guys saw this video. I posted it, I think it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll tell you in a minute why. But the first scene is him inside the car screaming to the top of his lung. He's like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. He was so emotional, so full of energy. He wanted to externalize that feeling. And it's so contagious to see Ayrton Senna shouting that way. So happy he was to be winning inside his country. I think not only the victory in Brazil, but the victory in Brazil for the first time. The country that he loved, And there are so many messages from Ayrton Senna that he said, for example, it's winning here is great, but being a Brazilian is even better. So watch the video for yourself, judge for yourself. That's why it's been 31 years since we lost him, and people still feel the pain. It's like that scar that will never heal, A scar is a healing, but that wound that will never heal. It will become a scar, but it will never somehow heal. You will always remember. So it took me a while. I'm sorry, I was supposed to have posted this video before, but I was getting copyright notification all the time. But copyright notification is not a problem for me. If I was not going to monetize the video, it's okay. I would understand it. But the problem is, the notification I was getting would block most of the countries that watch my channel. So I wouldn't be able to be seen in the United States, in Bermuda. I wouldn't be seen in the whole Europe because of a copyright. It was not a strike, but it was a copyright claim. So I decided to renew, and then I mentioned where the source was. And even though I still kept taking the copyright. So when it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, my wife said, "You're gonna still insist on this video?" I say, "Yes, I'm not gonna give up. This is the tribute that I wanna pay to Ayrton Senna. He deserves it. He deserves to be remembered. And also, I want the world to know about him, because I know, look, he died 31 years ago. If you are a Brazilian and you are watching what I'm saying, you can also share your opinion. How did you feel when Ayrton Senna died? Do you remember? If you are a Brazilian, share that with us, for the foreigners to see what he really meant for this country. So I didn't give up. I went until the end. I got very little sleep last night because I had to teach in the morning, but I did. So the video is there. I hope you guys enjoy. The purpose that I have with those videos about the personalities of Brazil is to enlighten you guys, is to bring you knowledge about who the most important Brazilians are. And Ayrton Senna, of course, is part of this select roster, right? Another one that I made a video about is Silvio Santos. If you haven't seen the video about Silvio Santos, I recommend you to do this. Okay? So this is something I wanted to say. The other thing that I wanted to say is, don't forget we have a secondary channel. It's called Portuguese with Mark Saint. As I always do, I'm gonna leave the name of the channel. I'm using another account here on the chat. So the name of the other channel, the secondary channel, is Portuguese with Mark Saint. So if you guys want to learn Brazilian Portuguese, you can learn with me. I'm also an author. I have written 5 books to teach Brazilian Portuguese. And I'm a creator of my own methods. So I have created a method called MELT that teaches people to learn languages very fast without recovering to grammar, right? So you don't need grammar. You just need the techniques that I use for you to learn naturally, smoothly, softly. And when you see, you'll be speaking the language. That's my purpose. So if you want to learn about it, you can send me a direct message on Instagram, Brazil.unsubtitled, or Portuguese with Mark Saint, also on Instagram. So please follow me on both social media accounts or Instagram profiles. How you guys doing? Step up, say hello, don't be shy. It's very important that you participate. I know that the people who talk more haven't come yet, but it's very important that you guys participate with me. So if you have any questions about our work here with the channel, if you have any questions about Brazil, if you have any comments about Ayrton Senna, any comments about whatever you want to talk, write your message. It's very important. I'll be here reading. I also want to say that something I wanted to discuss with you, or maybe I should leave this for the end. While you guys have the courage to step up and say hello, of course, I'm going to read the news of the day, as I always do at the beginning of the live streams, to also give us something to discuss about, because we're not going to be here 2 hours just for you, with you guys looking at my face. That's not the point. Okay? So let's see what's going on. I'm going to use G1, Globo. Globo is one of the big medias in Brazil. Okay, Tisha is here. How are you, Tisha? Tisha is, if you guys don't know her, Tisha is a BU National. What is that, Mark? She's part of the BU Nation, not only supporting the channel with the likes, with the subscription, but she's also a member. Actually, Tisha is a citizen of the channel, the highest ranking of my categories. I got 3 categories. You can be a tourist and pay a very little price for you to support the channel. You can be a resident on the channel. You're gonna receive also perks. The tourist has perks like extra pictures. Whenever I film outside, I take extra pictures, short videos, and I send exclusively for you guys. If you are a tourist, you have better perks than if you are a resident, you have better perks than the tourist. And if you are a citizen, you are a Jedi. Like Tisha. Tisha is a Jedi. She is a citizen of the channel. She supports the channel very much. And she's also always participating with us here on the chat. So how you doing, Tisha? Send your message. Tisha, have you seen the video about Ayrton Senna? I'd like to hear from a foreigner about what Ayrton Senna represented. If you guys remembered him when he died back in 1994, what was it like? Did you receive news about Brazil? Did you see all the mourning, all the there was like how do you guys call it? My God, I forgot. They took the coffin to the cemetery, and the coffin, the fire truck was accompanied by thousands of Brazilians following the urn, the casket, to the cemetery. So this probably went viral in the world at the time. We didn't have internet as we do today, but I think everybody saw this. So I want to know if you remember Ayrton Senna, if you remember his death, share that with us. Okay? So as I was saying, I always read the news, or at least I choose a few of them for you guys to discuss with me what's going on in Brazil. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Lady Gaga is gonna play tomorrow, right? Lady Gaga is in Brazil. She's been here for a while. She's gonna have a live concert on Copacabana Beach at the Sand. There's a big stage there, and she's gonna be performing for a whole crowd, a huge crowd, and the concert is free. Yes, I repeat, the concert is free. It has already been paid by the Rio de Janeiro City Hall, by Itaú Bank, this one here. They don't pay me anything for the propaganda, but yes, this is the bank. They sponsor this beautiful team of Brazil. Of course, if you are an Argentinian, you will not agree with me on my last phrase, but this is another story. So the place, the concert has already been paid by Itaú, by the City Hall of Rio de Janeiro, and by Heineken. And I think there are some other smaller sponsors. And we were talking about that on Monday, right? Josh from the United States was here with us, and he was asking me, how is it possible that such an A category artist like Rihanna, like Lady Gaga, comes to Brazil and nobody pays? Well, the bill has already been paid, but not the viewers. We discussed that. So just to remind you, she's going to be here. She's going to be performing tomorrow night, okay? If you are in Brazil and you want to try and go to Rio, do it. It's just going to be crazy. You need to arrive there very early because all the perimeter around Copacabana will be closed, just like when it's the new year. They normally do that. So Tisha says, I appreciate all the work you do. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the support. Saw most of the video clip. Good. Tisha, do you remember when he died? Tisha's from Bermuda. I want to know if you received any if you remember any news on TV, probably not, I don't know. Ayrton Senna was very popular, but I understand that his life and many things that happened were more connected to the sports section, right? So maybe, I don't know if the impact was big there, of course. So guys, let's see. So wow, a lot of fans are already dressed up waiting for Lady Gaga. There, I have seen like people camping at Copacabana Beach, like for more than 7 days already, waiting for the day when Lady Gaga will be here. They do that because they want to be close to the stage and live the experience. So the earlier you get, the better. For me, it's just crazy to spend 4 or 5 days waiting, camping at the stage of a place, you know. It's just wow. You have to like something a lot, you know. So yeah, she's gonna be here. What else? What else do we have to comment? We have here a headline saying that Brazil is wants to break records in the support for the agro business in Brazil, especially now because I think Brazil is receiving a lot of orders for supplying a few countries like China. So Brazil is investing more in this segment for the probably it's already very modern, but I think they want to modernize more the agriculture, you know. Let's see what else. Bad news, a Brazilian girl was found dead in Japan. Nobody knows as of yet what happened. Wow, there was an earthquake in Chile. What's going on in the world, guys? Chile suffered an earthquake today. It's not about Brazil, but it's very close, our neighbor. And they have an alert for tsunamis. Wow, tsunamis are possibly going to take place in Chile. That's crazy. TJ saying I was just a teenager at the time of his passing. I was probably more interested in dancing and music than race cars and sports in general. Yeah, I totally understand you. But I also think only for the countries that have the tradition of really enjoying the Formula One is that Ayrton Senna meant something, right? For example, probably Italy, especially because he died there. And England, because England also has a very consolidated tradition on Formula One. I don't think the United States and the region knows much about Formula One. It's not really in the point. And also, he was an idol for us, so of course the impact here was incredible. But I wondered if this somehow shocked the other nations when they learned, wow, Brazil is mourning at the moment. Oh, and I saying, I was watching race car when he died. Yeah, I was not, and I remember I was 13, and I was in a health club, like there was swimming pool, courts for us to play soccer. But I remember my neighbor coming, or my neighbor's father, right, and my uncles crying because they woke up very early in the morning every Sunday to watch Ayrton Senna run. So for them it was like losing a member of the family, a brother for that matter. So it was incredible. I was 13 and I was looking at everybody cry, and then those images, he kept crashing the wall repeatedly on the television, bah, 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 like as if this would, I don't know, traumatize us, probably. I don't know if that was the idea, but yeah, I remember. What were you doing, Anna, when you? Okay, you said you were watching. But do you remember? Were you in your house? Were you having barbecue? What was your family doing at the moment? Just watching? Yeah, it was just crazy. And the funny thing, something I was thinking, guys, he was the last driver to die in a Formula One competition. The last one. After him, nobody else. Which is good, right? But I sometimes I wonder, and probably it's not just me. Did he have to die for people to do something? Because if you watch the video, you will see that it could have been avoided, right? Because on that same week, another driver from Brazil called Rubens Barrichello, who is still alive, thank God, but he doesn't compete anymore. Rubens Barrichello flew off with his car and hit the security tires that they use to protect on the curves. Even though he hit the tires, he broke a rib and a nose, which was nothing if you see the image. Because one is expected to be completely broken, if not dead, by being inside that car, that cockpit. So that had happened. Ayrton Senna sees this on TV because he was there in the boxes, right? Getting prepared to run as well, to race. And then you see his friend flying off. And then after that, on Saturday, I think this was Friday with Barrichello. On Saturday, so Anna is saying I was in my house with my parents. Got it. Yeah, I remember all Brazilians stopped in front of the camera, basically. So, imagine, guys, that happened probably Friday with Rubens Barrichello. On Saturday, you have a guy called, forgot his first name, man. Ratzenberger. Roland Ratzenberger. That the funny thing, and I say funny in a bizarre way, is that this guy died on Saturday. And the image is horrible. Like he hits the wall and you see the helmet loose, like the neck is loose. The guy is already out. He's probably dead on the spot. On the spot. Boom! Dead. You know? And you see his head like this. It was shocking. But Formula One, or I would say nevertheless, Formula One decided to go on. And Senna went to see the accident. He went to talk to the people, to the organizers. He protested. He fought. You see this in the camera because a lot of people filmed. And nevertheless, they decided to go on with the race. Senna had a contract. He needed to run. Right? He needed to run. What happened? He dies on Sunday. Right? So, and I forgot to mention. So there was Rubens Barrichello Friday, almost dead. Roland Ratzenberger, which was an Austrian driver, dead on the spot, young guy. And then on the grid, on the opening of the competition, there was an accident between two cars, and some debris flew off and hit the people on the bleachers. Can you imagine? So it was like very bad luck was surrounding that Grand Prix that weekend, Imola. Imola was cursed on that weekend because then the guy dies on Sunday. And the funny thing, he has an accident. He's taken to the hospital. The race continues. Nobody stopped the race. And then Michael Schumacher wins uh, um, wins the competition. Baldini, how are you, my friend? Baldini is another uh, supporter of the channel in the sense of always being here, talking to us in the live. So Baldini, you are always welcome. Your presence is a blessing. Thank you very much. He predicted his death. Ayrton Senna predicted his death. I was talking to my friend here downstairs yesterday because he loved my video and he brought the subject up, and he's almost an elderly man, and he was saying, "Oh, Mark, I would wake up in the morning to watch Ayrton Senna. When he competed in Japan in Suzuka, I would wake up in the middle of the night to watch Ayrton Senna." And he told me he knew he was gonna die because he was very glum. I don't know if you guys saw this. He was really glum. Also bored and depressed for Roland Ratzenberger, that didn't have the respect by the Formula One organization, because the guy dies. The minimum we can do is stop. No more racing this weekend. They didn't, you know. Nobody respected the family, right? He's a human being that died, but people talk very much about Ayrton Senna because he was more popular. But nobody said much about Ratzenberger. That's sad. The Austrian driver who lost his life a day before. And then you see all the videos with Ayrton Senna from that point on, after the death of Ratzenberger. The guy's glum, he's quiet, he's thinking, he's distant, he's looking away. Like something's telling him, don't run, or maybe, I don't want to run, I don't want to race. And he had to, right? He had to be. I believe this very much. Everything that happens has to be. It has to be exactly the way it is. Unfortunately, or not. I think it depends on anybody's point of view, but life is like this. That was his day. Too bad for us, because he was pretty young, you know. But yeah, I agree with Baldini, because he knew he was gonna die. He felt it. There is a scene like he's sitting in the cockpit just quiet for a few minutes. It's like he's meditating. No, he's predicting something. I don't know. Oh, let me ask you, have you guys watched the Netflix show called Senna? They say it's really good. It's like maybe 9 or 10 episodes, I don't know, that tells the story of Ayrton Senna. I want to know if any of you have seen this on Netflix yet. If you have any questions, please do ask me. I'm here. Your question is never silly. Some people will say, no, I don't want to ask this because it's a very simple question. No, all questions are welcome. I also want to say, please smash the like button. Do not forget to smash the like button before you leave, please. Very important. That's the way that we show the algorithm this content is relevant, okay? We lost a singer called Nana Caymmi today. Very famous here. She played MPB, Música Popular Brasileira, or Brazilian popular music. Let me change the source of news because Globo is not good today. What else is going on? I'm on Estadão now checking. They're still talking about Chile, because thing was probably ugly in Chile, no? I've been to Chile. It's a beautiful country. I love it. Can you imagine being in a earthquake location? Have you guys ever experienced an earthquake? Tisha, you live in Bermuda. Have you ever felt any earthquake or any tsunami problems? Share it with us if you want, of course. Wow, wow! There is in the sports section of the newspaper. There is something that I have been saying a lot because let's talk about Brazil a little bit, the country, the soccer team. Um, we are going through a very hard moment in our history because we don't have any soccer player that we can say, "Wow, this guy plays really well." He's our new Pelé or new Romário or new Ronaldo or new Kaká, right? I forgot the name of the guy, man. I can see his face, and I forgot the name of the guy. Ronaldinho Gaúcho is also, but I was thinking of another. Rivaldo. Yes. So we don't have anybody that we can compare to these guys nowadays. Neymar is not playing well, having physical problems. So people will say Vinicius Junior. I don't like him very much. I don't think he's that good when he plays with Brazil. And the guy says here in the sports section, we have lost the little boys playing on the streets. Nowadays they are on the cell phone. Here in Brazil, because it was it's still the biggest sport in the country. Wherever you went to, you would see people on the street, boys on the street, girls on the street playing soccer, kicking a ball. I myself, back in the 80s, grew up playing soccer on the streets. I remember this very well. I arrived from school and I would go straight to the street to meet my neighbors to play soccer. And I try to copy Romário. I try to copy Bebeto and all the other soccer players that we loved so much. And look at the guy saying a specialist. There's a guy that is, I don't know, help me guys. What is the name of the guy that is, whose job is to find great athletes? Right? Discoverer, maybe. In Portuguese we say descobridor. It's a guy that goes to the places to find the new athletes, new great soccer players for clubs and stuff. And he says it's very hard to find soccer players nowadays because they are on the cell phone. So if you are from Brazil and you have a kid that is young, put him to play soccer. Tell him to go outside, or her. Tell her to go outside to play with the ball, because we're losing our future craques, our future Romários, our future Ronaldos, Ronaldinhos, Rivaldos, Kakás, all these guys that were amazing. We're losing them. We don't have them anymore. We're not producing anymore. We're having to hire. We've never had that many foreigners playing in Brazil. This is very interesting. We are kind of copying Spain now. Because and I'm not complaining, I'm not criticizing. We have a lot of Argentinians, Uruguayans, even a Dutch guy is playing in Brazil now, in Corinthians, right? Forgot his name as well, because I'm not a Corinthians fan. But there are a lot of foreigners playing our championships. In the past, it was just Brazilians. And we produced the soccer players at numbers all the time. Now the cell phones have them, or the tablets. Oh, I forgot Zico Baldini, Romário, Ana, but no, I wanted to say Rivaldo. Rivaldo is a very underrated guy. He was incredible. That guy scored all kinds of goals, you can say, from the midfield, the one that we call bicycle. He scored everything. People don't talk much about him. People remember Ronaldinho Gaúcho. People remember Romário. But they don't talk about Rivaldo. Rivaldo was a monster. Monster. No wonder he won the World Cup with the others. Tisha is saying, Bermuda is the result of volcanic activity, but this volcano has been extinct for hundreds of years. But I did experience a tremor several years ago. Where were in Bermuda, Tisha? Deborah Tomasi. Deborah, how are you? Deborah is another student of mine. I've been inviting my students to participate. I said, you need to practice English. Your teacher is live on Mondays and Fridays. Why don't you go? So it was, as I say here in Portuguese, we say, livre espontânea pressão, né? It's free and spontaneous pressure. Say, go there, guys. So thank you, Deborah. Deborah is also a great student of mine. Pleasure to have you here talking to us, sharing information. Tisha is saying, it sounded like a huge truck dragging a metal. Wow, really? It sounded like a huge truck dragging a metal digging bucket over the road. It lasted several seconds. Jesus Christ, I can't imagine. I already have that labyrinthitis problem. I don't know if you Americans call that. It's an inflammation that happens sometimes in the labyrinth, which is the muscle inside the ear responsible for balance. So only old people and myself have this problem, and I'm very young, right? So I already have this problem, but it doesn't happen all the time, thank God. Imagine being with the sensation that everybody's shaking, everything is shaking, everybody's moving with you. That would be crazy, no? My God. Memphis Depay or Depay. Thank you, Baldini. I love you guys because I forget the words and you guys compliment, Thank you very much. I'm gonna pretend that you guys are not checking the internet. Okay? Travel Tales is with us, who I'm gonna just call Tales, right? Because we have another travel, which is Travel Jones. He's not here yet, but it's Tales and Jones, just to make it better. It could be Tales and Sonic, but no, my jokes are horrible, I'm sorry. Tales and Jones. So, Tales, Premier League and La Liga taking all the great Brazilian soccer players. That has been like that forever, Teos. Where are you from? I didn't ask you this. Could you please tell me? Where are you from exactly? I just want to say, if you are new here, welcome. Thank you very much for being here. We are here every Mondays and Fridays, 6:30 Brasilia time, until 8, sometimes 7:30. It's going to depend upon you guys. I want to see your participation for me to decide, okay? I can extend a little bit more. Let's see. If the subject gets boring, everybody goes home. It's better. So, Travel Tales is another American joining us. Allow me to applaud. Thank you very much, Tales. I want to say you Americans are today the #1 public of Brazil and Subtitled. If you are from another nationality, you need to fight back, okay? Nowadays, the Americans are the #1 public of Brazil and Subtitled according to YouTube. I always analyze the analytics. And the Americans are here in numbers. And I thank you all for this, for joining, for participating. You guys mean a lot for me and for this channel. And I want to thank you all from all the nationalities that always come here. The other day we had a guy from, probably Tisha remember, Norway, sorry. We had a guy from Norway, sometimes a guy from Holland, a guy from Suriname, guys. And we are a very small channel. You see the chat is small, but people are very participant. They come and they they leave their contribution. Thank you very much for this. So Premier League, Tails, and La Liga, normal. Brazilians have always gone there. But what is happening nowadays? We are having the other way around. Like Brazil is building a structure to receive people. Now, we are buying now players to complement our game. For example, I'm a fan of São Paulo Futebol Clube. If you guys don't know, it's this one here. The Corinthians, Brazilians are going to hate me now, or Palmeirenses. This is my favorite team, right? That's my favorite team. Our forward is a Uruguayan. So we have very many different soccer players from different, especially South America, but now we are also importing from other regions, which is new for me. I never knew that the Brasileirão, the Campeonato Brasileiro, the Brazilian Championship, would become that powerful to this point, you know? That's new for me. That's fantastic. Tisha was saying that she was on the island at the time. Was the hurricane, was the earthquake followed by a tsunami, Tisha? Did you guys have a problem with the tsunamis or normally not? Because in Japan, right, you have a big earthquake and then the tsunami comes after. What are Itaú and Vivo on your shirt? Sponsors of your national team for a long time, I think. Can you tell us about them? Of course, Baldini. Thanks for the question. This is Vivo. Vivo is one of the... here. Vivo is one of the sponsors. It's a telephone company. Check it out. And Itaú... Itaú is a big sponsor of the Brazilian national team. Actually, Vivo is also a big sponsor. I think Vivo is the biggest telephone company in Brazil. Itaú is a bank. It's the richest bank in Brazil, probably in South America. They take over the continent. It's incredible. When I was in Chile, those bicycles that you guys have in the United States, like City Bikes, Citibank, it's Itaú in Brazil. So they have been sponsoring the national team for many years. And this is the training, okay? The practice jersey. Oh, here. Look at that, guys. This is called Guaraná Antártica. I'm going to approach the camera. Check it out. You see? This is a national soda, national soft drink. Okay? It's a national one. Very famous. They compete with Coca-Cola here because they are... I know it's not healthy, but they are delicious. I have to confess. I try not to drink soda very much. But Guaraná Antártica is delicious. And they support the channel. Also Nike. Nike has just renewed the sponsorship to the Brazilian team. They had a competition against Adidas. I'm gonna confess, I was planning of, or at least I wanted to see Adidas sponsoring our team because they sponsor Argentina, and their jerseys are beautiful. I mean the design. I don't like the Argentinian jersey because I'm a good Brazilian, right? As a good Brazilian, I don't like Argentina soccer team. But Nike has always the same motto, and now they're trying to diversify a little. But speaking of which, I have a reason to be wearing this today. There's a big polemic headline in Brazil this week that I was planning to make a video, I just didn't have time. That says, Ana is saying, I'm Corintiana. Nobody's perfect, Ana, don't worry. So I want to say that this week a headline came out saying that Nike, first of all, Nike renewed the contract with the Brazilian team. for another 10, 20 years, I don't know. And they will produce the jerseys. And they had a marketing campaign that instead of the Nike symbol, which is this one here, they would put the Jordan symbol, and they would make the jersey in red. It was not clear for me why. The red would be the color of choice, but this made waves in the country. It made waves. Everybody expressed themselves for and against that, and people said, the ones that were against said, come on, this is a disrespect to our tradition. We took many years, 52 years, to build the legacy that Brazil represents. Whenever people see a yellow team in the soccer field, they will think of Brazil. And then Nike comes with a red t-shirt. So they hated. They said it's a tremendous disrespect, especially because the news said that it would be the jersey number 2, the uniform number 2 of the team. If you guys are not familiar with soccer, the teams have 2 uniforms. So the official one and the second one. So if you are playing against a team that has yellow, I don't know how they decide which will stay with the yellow. But sometimes Brazil plays with blue. We have a blue shirt as well. And sometimes I wear it. I think you might have seen it. So guys, tremendous discussion, argument on the social media saying that Nike is disrespecting our tradition. And some other people went further than that and they said it's political. Because let me tell you something you foreigners might not know. The right-wing supporters in Brazil, they have taken over the Brazilian flag and the Brazilian jersey. The soccer team jersey became a political symbol. Whenever the supporters of the right go to the streets to protest against the left, they wear the Brazilian colors, the soccer t-shirt, they wear that. And sometimes when you are wearing the team t-shirt, the jersey, people will point the finger to you and say, oh, you are a right-wing supporter because you're wearing the Brazilian jersey. Come on, they forgot the soccer? Or they forgot the flag belongs to the country, not to any political movement? So these people, they started saying that the red t-shirt was because of the red people. Because nowadays Brazil is managed, the administration in Brazil is left, is Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. And there's this clash. If you think it's just the United States, think again. There's this clash. The left and the right. And the people in the middle, right? I am in the middle, just watching people fight. So, the right people will wear the Brazilian colors and wave the flag. So the flag was taken hostage by the right supporters. And they believe Nike is doing this to please Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva because he's left and because he hates the right movement that is wearing yellow. So now Nike will make a t-shirt that is red for these people. Oh my God. So they brought to the political realm and it's crazy, right? Let me just read your comments and then I go back. Tisha is talking about the earthquake. The tremor I experienced was possibly from continental plate slippage rather than one plate buckling under another. It also depends on how... Wow, that's crazy. What do you know about the vacation spot Morro de São Paulo, Bahia? This guy has great questions about tourism. I will answer this in a minute and also ask people who probably have been there. I have a few Brazilians here. Maybe they can help me. Why red? No red on your flag. Exactly, Baldini. There is no red on the flag. And the Brazilian... the national teams, guys, if you know the World Cup, They wear the colors of the flag. We have green, yellow, blue, and white. We don't have red. And then let me talk about the other side, the side that support the change. Some people said, come on, it's just a color. It's not political. It's just a color. Corinthians, which is a soccer team here, the official colors are black and white, but they started playing in purple. They had a purple jersey to say, because there is a saying in Brazil that says corintiano roxo. It's an expression. When you say, eu sou São Paulino roxo, when you say roxo, purple, you are so aficionado that you go purple. So because of this saying, Brazilian Portuguese, they created the purple jersey for the Corinthianos. But some people said, come on, but this is a club, not a national team. Brazil is a national team. And other people said, come on, but Brazil comes from pau Brasil, which is a tree. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. The name of Brazil came because of pau Brasil, which is a tree with the name pau. Pau is wood, Brasil. Okay? Which was very famous when the Portuguese arrived here. They discovered the pau Brasil and everything, and they commercialized it. And then the name was given because of this. I don't know why. So people said, pau Brasil is red, so what is the problem of having a tribute to the origin of the country? And other people said, no, it's because of Michael Jordan, right? It's because of Michael Jordan, because you're going to have the symbol of Michael Jordan here. And I heard a very interesting comment a couple of minutes ago. One line of thought that the other people clashing during this week are not thinking. That Nike has done this before. When Michael Jordan signed a contract to play basketball and wear Nike shoes, he couldn't wear a collar. I don't remember. If you watch the movie Air with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, you'll see that. He couldn't wear a collar. American guys, you can tell me here. You can tell me here what color Michael Jordan was not allowed to play. Maybe red. I think it was red, right? And Nike decided to pay all the fines that he had to pay because he was breaking the regulation. So the guy said, Nike is doing again. Nike wants to leave a mark in Brazil. Not going against the colors of the country, the tradition. Introducing a new color for the soccer team. Being daring enough, brave enough to question the status quo. I thought, my God, I hadn't thought about it. They're using Jordan's story again, but this time in Brazil. How fantastic is that? It might be, I don't know. So, I want to show you. I want to say hello to Josh. Josh, also a great supporter of the channel, always with us. Oddest thing I learned, Brazil is culturally more diverse than America. Why? Let's talk about that in a minute. People see the color of your soccer shirt as political. Believe me, man. They actually see. It started because the right wing took over the colors of Brazil. The flag. I have a flag in my studio. You guys know that. You watch my videos in studio. Sometimes people think I'm a Bolsonarista. And I'm not going to say I am or I am not. It's not a political statement. I have to be clear sometimes. This is not a political statement. This is a national statement. I love my country. I'm a proud Brazilian. The flag represents the 26 states and the units of the federation. Okay? It represents Brazil, my land, my country, my heritage, my ancestry. I have an ancestry Portuguese as well, but my family has been to Brazil for 500 years, little less, 400 years. They arrived in the end of the 1500s, a Portuguese from Lisbon, Ilha da Madeira. Okay? 400 years of my family in this country. I love Brazil. So it's not political because they took control of the colors. So when you see a right-wing movement on Paulista Avenue, everybody's wearing a soccer team. In the past, you would say, oh, where's the game? Now it's the political thing. The Bolsonaristas wearing the yellow colors, right? So they see as today as a political thing because of that. Because one side of this stupid competition, because every division is stupid, has taken over the colors, you know? So you could be attacked in Brazil for even appearing to wear the wrong clothing, which the similar... No, man, nobody's gonna attack you because you are wearing yellow or blue or green. But they will look at you and say, this guy supports this side or that side, okay? We're not that crazy still. There are some crazy people in this country, but no, nobody's gonna fight you because you have a Brazilian jersey, right? So, and when people ask me, nobody did, but I make it clear, this is my support for the national team because it's a treasure. I'm not supporting a political side because I think every political side is blind. It's incredible how they go blind. You know, every side goes blind. I don't have any guy that I idolize and, you know. But okay, this is politics. Let's not talk about it. Okay, so we have here, go on. Oh, I wanted to show you the jersey. Just a second. Camisa da Seleção Brasileira Vermelha. Just a second, I'm going to show you. Some of you might not have seen it. It reminds me of the Portuguese one. The Portugal jersey is green and red. So it would be a tribute to our ancestors, our discoverers, the Portuguese, right? Let me show you guys. They involved this with politics. I'm going to show you just a second. Portugal jersey is green. Oh, sorry. I'm live here. Our ancestors, our discoverers. Hold on a second. There you go. I'm gonna click on one of them. Should show you it bigger. There you go. It's a beautiful one, if you ask me. I like red. And no, I'm not a communist. I'm not a socialist. Far away from this, okay? But look at that. But I like color. I'm not in this world to take sides, you know? Life is too short to be fighting for things that will remain here after you die. That's stupid, in my opinion. But look how beautiful it is. I like Michael Jordan. I'm a big fan of this guy. You know? So look at the symbol. It's amazing. I don't know if I can show you closer. Yes, check it out. It's beautiful. CBF, our regulator, the organizer, Confederação, our confederation say, no, this is fake. We haven't approved anything. But this is basically created by artificial intelligence. They even have Neymar showing it. This is a fake picture. Take a look. There you go. Some other people are saying, okay, I understand the idea of changing things, but you don't have to make it official for a World Cup, because World Cup is a religion for Brazilians, guys. This is artificial intelligence. Check. So World Cup is a religion for Brazilians. They think it's going to bring bad luck if we have this. Because this would be the uniform number 2. So a lot of people are against. And they say, no, come on, if you want to have like a friendly game, if you want to invite, for example, Canada to play against us, it could be a and a uniform just for one special event. Ah, look, I really like it. I think it's beautiful. Check it out. With the green details. But I understand the tradition of the yellow color, you know. There is even one that has the black things here. Let me show you guys. Oh my God, but the yellow is much more beautiful. Now that I see here, oh my goodness, I hope they do that with this one. Take a look. I'm a big fan of the yellow. We call canarinho. Oh, the red and the yellow. So it doesn't have to be an official uniform. Maybe they could cancel. Oh, they forgot one more star because there are just 4 here. This is wrong. Oh, we have five stars, not 4. So, my opinion, they could do this for to sell only. You could pick up any color, make a white one, and sell to the public. Doesn't have to be for the team, you know? Or if you want to put in the team, do that in another event, not the World Cup, because people will definitely complain. You know, they are accustomed to seeing Brazil with the official colors, and they sometimes superstitious, guys. Because I have seen a lot of commentators, sports commentators, saying, "Oh, come on, we won the World Cup X with this uniform, the yellow one, or we won the World Cup Y with this one." Or we won the World Cup Z with this one, so we need to keep using this. People are very superstitious, so they think colors will change competence, dedication, and everything. So I'm gonna go back a little bit on the comments. 1 second, please. Ô, Thali, você me faz um favor? Eu sei que você acabou de chegar. Vai na geladeira, pega água com gás pra mim, por favor. Just asking for sparkling water, because this light is making me, feel very warm. So I'm gonna go back on the comments. Anna said, please say yes. It's not fake news. Unfortunately, it's not fake news, Anna. But they are planning. Thank you very much. They are planning to have a meeting in June, I guess. June or July, they're going to have a meeting to discuss that. If they like it, CBF is not going to go against the population, but they will still discuss. Delicious. Oddest thing I learned, Brazil is culturally more diverse than America. Why? Is there any Brazilian here that would like to answer this? Kevin Coutin! Wow! Thanks for being here, Kevin. Tudo bem com você? Kevin is my Brazilian Portuguese. First of all, he is one of my best friends. Second of all, he is my Brazilian Portuguese student. Woohoo! This guy is learning the Portuguese language because he's studying with me, with the course. Ele é rico. Oh, don't use curse words, man. YouTube is gonna block you. Água com gás. No, sparkling water is not for the rich. But let me answer Josh's question here. Why is Brazil culturally more diverse than America? Can anyone answer that? Josh, I believe it's connected to the immigration that we had. We had the Portuguese coming to the country. With the Portuguese, their traditions, their language, their beautiful language. I love Brazilian Portuguese and the Portuguese from Portugal. And with them, the traditions, the food, the culture, the literature, all these things. And it's funny, that some people come and they say, because if it weren't for us guys, you blah blah blah. Let me tell you, if you say this, if it weren't for us Portuguese, we are Portuguese. Unless you were born from an Italian father, Spanish, like me, I am Portuguese. Like people cannot point the finger and say, if it weren't for us, you, because we Brazil just exists because of Portugal and the other peoples that came to this country. So it's very funny. I have a blast when, or I have a laugh when people say that. Because if it weren't for us, you guys would still be in the jungle. No, I came on the boats with you. My gene is yours. You know what I mean? I just exist because of you guys. Because I'm Portuguese. So most of the people I know are Portuguese descendants. So there was no country. There were regions, of course, in tribes, but the socialization came with the Portuguese. And with the Portuguese, the Africans, many because of slavery, right? Then the Chinese, the Japanese came in numbers to São Paulo, to Brazil in general, to Pará, to the north, close to the Amazon. And then you had the Spanish, the Portuguese, the Italians. I have a lot of students that are Italian descent. Ana Alice, for example, is descendant of the Italians, right? She's Brazilian, but she's an Italian descendant, Italian citizen, I believe, as well. So because of that, we have more diversification. And the movements of immigration, they didn't stop there. We still have the Chinese coming, the Koreans coming. We have a lot of African nationalities here in São Paulo, in Brazil. And the number keeps growing. Like I was on the subway today, and I saw a guy on flip-flops, shoes, flip-flops and shorts, and he was speaking French with his son. It's probably a tourist, I don't know. But you see, people are choosing Brazil more. So speaking French, it was beautiful. The kid was about 6 years old, I guess. And you look at the guy you saw, he was a foreigner. You know, I think this is the reason, because we had a lot of immigration as well. And Brazil has always been open for the differences. We never suppressed, at least as far as I know, we never suppressed the cultural movement. Okay? No, don't be sorry for the many questions, Josh. Your participation is essential. Internet Heart. Boa noite, Mark. Boa noite, tudo bem? Do you still work with Célio? Yes, I do work with Célio. And by the way, I was with Célio today. If you guys go back a little in the videos, you will see I made a live broadcast with him on the street today, because La Vie is releasing a new project. So pretty soon you're gonna see shorts on the channel, and also on my Instagram Reels. I'll be advertising the investments, okay? Guys, smash the like button, don't forget, please. Thank you for all of you who are here with me, okay? Thank you so much. Similar, Nazi took the swastika symbol, which was used as a symbol of peace in Asian culture for thousands of years. Incredible, no? I have heard this story as well. The swastika was not a Nazi symbol. They took over. I've heard. Internet Heart, you're American too? Where are you from? Please tell me. Baldini, sorry, but I don't like it. Looks like Spain or Portugal. No, this is an insult. Very good. No, don't be sorry for expressing your opinion. As I always say, respectfully, guys, everybody will be heard. The only thing that we do and we have to do here is respect. We are here not for clash, but to share opinions. And thank God for the diversity, for the different opinions, right? It's like I heard, a democracy is exactly this. Everybody needs to express themselves. So don't be sorry. It's okay. I like it, but I like not to see the team play, okay? I like as an ornament. Like, oh, I'm gonna go out. Wow, it's like something rare. Oh, you have a a red Brazilian t-shirt or a purple Brazilian t-shirt. Different color. You're playing with the design and the colors, you know. So if one were to wear a shirt with a very similar color, such as Toy Story shirts or shorts showing Def Leppard has your album, come on, no. Even if the colors they have is the similar green and yellow. No, you are still free to wear whatever you want to wear. Okay. Oh, I'm late with the comment. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'm looking for a place in São Paulo to buy. Send me a direct message on Instagram, Internet Heart. Send me a direct message. I'm going to talk to you about this. Okay? Maybe you find the new project interesting because it's virtually inside Paulista Avenue. It's a few meters away, walking. Okay. Anna is saying about the shirt is an official confirmation. Not yet, Anna. It's not an official confirmation yet. They're gonna have a conversation in, I think, next month, June. By the way, there's gonna be a Mundial de Clubes, né? Club World Cup. How excited are you guys? Have you heard about it? Are you gonna follow the soccer championship? In my opinion, it was an amazing thing. Because in the past, São Paulo won 3 times the World Cup of soccer, but it was in a different format. This one will be like a World Cup. We're gonna have groups of 4, and they will compete like Real Madrid versus an African team. Amazing! I loved. Congratulations, FIFA, on this decision. Unfortunately, São Paulo is not there. It's 3 teams from Rio de Janeiro: Fluminense, Botafogo, Flamengo, and Palmeiras in São Paulo. Just these 4 Brazilians. Kevin Coutinho, parabéns. Okay, colonization. Le Six is yes, we'll explain with Sadio. Le Six is a very good project. I'm talking about 3 towers. Keep an eye on my social media. Follow me on Instagram. The name is Brazil and subtitled as well. 3 towers, 2 towers only for apartments and 1 exclusive tower, a little separated from this project, but in the same block for studios. So you can buy them and you can stay in Brazil 3 months, 6 months, whatever, and the rest of the year you can rent Airbnb. So it's an investment. I don't know what album you're talking about, Josh. No idea. Indigenous people were in Brazil before colonization. Yes, they were. Actually, we still have a few tribes that are untouched. The government guarantees that nobody goes there. They live in peace, disconnected from us, or from the rest of the world. Believe me, it's like they live in a protectorate, a part of the forest. The government does not allow anybody to go inside. They don't have contact with white people or with the society of Brazil, actually, you know. Kevin is saying, I disagree with Brazil being more culturally diverse than the United States. Kevin lives in New York. He knows a lot about Brazil and a lot about New York. The only thing that I disagree with this guy is that, but I joke because I've never been to the US to try the pizza, but he says the pizza in the United States is better than in São Paulo. I don't know. I want to try it and then I will continue this discussion with him. Brazil is more diverse in terms of racial and ethnic mixing. And the vast majority of people descended from Europeans are apparently Portuguese and Italian, not French. Not French. We have some French colonization, very small. It's basically Spanish, Italian. Don't forget the Italians. They came in numbers because of the coffee plantations in São Paulo. And the Portuguese. So Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, and the Japanese from the Asian continent. Not Irish, no. Not even Greek or Bulgarian. No, these peoples went to the United States. The French probably went to the United States. The Irish probably went to the United States. The Greek probably went to the United States. New York, right? The Bulgarian, United States. USA is more diverse in terms of cultural and economic aspects. I think if you take New York, just New York is more cultural than Brazil, maybe. Because you guys have the Russians, you have the Filipinos, you have the the Hondurans. What else? You have the Trinidad and Tobagans. Am I saying your nationality right, Kevin? You're gonna hate me. The Trinidadians, right? So you have a lot of Caribbeans, a lot of Europeans as well. Because the American not the culture as well, and the economy is more attractive than the Brazilian one, so people prefer to immigrate to the United States. And it's also a more developed, technological, and rich country, right? Internet Heart is from Los Angeles, California. Welcome. I love this chat because this chat attracts people from all over, especially Americans. I was telling, I don't know if you guys were here before, the Americans are the number one people watching my videos today. Thank you very much for the United States of America, for the support of all of you. Nowadays, it's funny because I have a roster of friends and they are not Brazilians, they are Americans. My best friends nowadays are Americans. Thank you very much for being so graceful with me and my family and my job and my videos. You guys are amazing. And I will say it's an honor for you guys to have me as a friend. I'm gonna say like Brad Zuka, the pleasure and the privilege is all yours. Congratulations. And USA is more diverse, okay. Los Angeles. Oi, pa, you got a new haircut. Ah, I got a new haircut. You hadn't seen me, buddy. Ah, yeah, I had a haircut during the week, I think. Yes. I wanted to change a little bit, because it was really long. But sometimes, Manu hates when I have my haircut. She says, you were more handsome before. And I said, really, baby? And my wife said, no, your father's handsome like this. No, he's not. And then she looks at me very deeply for a few seconds. She said, you were cooler. You were a cooler guy. You're not cooler anymore. Oh, my God. Eu também moro no Brasil. Where do you live, buddy? I'll tell you, Sam. I'm waiting on your take on Morro de São Paulo. Oh, I'm very sorry. He asked a question about Morro de São Paulo. I've never traveled there, Tails. Has any one of you, Ana, have you been to Morro de São Paulo? Any Brazilian following this chat here can help me with this. I don't know very much of Brazil, unfortunately. I mean, visiting. Because it costs a lot of money to travel in the city, in the country. And it's expensive, right? So sometimes I don't have the money. But I have heard great things about Morro de São Paulo. I have family members who have been there. They say it's beautiful. It's amazing. You gotta go visit. Basically, every place in Brazil that is beach, coastal, beach-like cities, just go, because the place is amazing. And Morro de São Paulo is definitely on my list, on my bucket list. Okay, I don't know if I'm answering your question the way that you wanted, because I've never been there. One day I will change this discourse. I just need you guys to become members, support the channel for me to travel more, or go to Patreon. We also have the same categories if you want to support. it goes a long way for me to keep producing content. In the meantime, I have to juggle between my classes and my channel and all the other jobs that I have, okay? It makes sense to see that Brazil had more diversity than the United States, since it does have excellent transportation, mass media, culture as a result. Yeah, people are now saying, Josh, Brazil absorbs cultures very, very well. Like, at least São Paulo. São Paulo is like a melting pot. It's basically like Toronto. I've heard Toronto is. São Paulo is a melting pot. You want to eat the Peruvian food? I forgot. My God, my head today. What is the name of the Peruvian food, guys? Please help me. Paella. Paella. I say Spanish from Spain, paella. Paella, yes. It's Peruvian. You can find good paella in São Paulo. You can find the tacos. You can find the burritos. You can find Filipino food. And their culture, sometimes they get together in places. Like we have a neighborhood, Brás. Nowadays it's basically only Bolivians. Bolivians and the Chinese and the Koreans. They do well together there. A lot of Bolivian culture in São Paulo nowadays. These diversities are very much absorbed by the country. Okay, Brazil is an open place, is a welcoming place for many cultures, right? Internet Heart is asking me. One second before I get to him. I signed up for tickets for the World Cup yesterday. Very nice. Close to Pinheiros, Moema, Jardim Botânico. Send me a direct message, buddy. We're going to talk about it. The project is called Les Six, because it's in French. Les Six. But it's Les Six, okay? Amazing. I think it's gonna sell on the first day, like it happened to the other project called Heaven. La Vie is the third strongest company for mid and high-end properties. So everybody's paying attention to La Vie, open capital in the market. So it's another success case, you'll see. Is it in development? Not in development yet. Actually they have just made the showroom. The sales will start now. They are already selling apartments, but the studio apartments are gonna be starting to be sold next May 10th, Saturday. Okay? Saturday, yeah, May 10th. Send me a direct message on Instagram. I can talk to you about it. You forgot the Germans in Santa Catarina, Mark. They even celebrate Oktoberfest. Yeah, Baldini, you are amazing. Thank you. Yes, I forgot because I was just considering the Paulistas, right? The São Paulo area. No, you are correct. The Germans in the south are also a big immigration movement. And Baldini, thank you, because I will take advantage of this and say they even speak a very archaic German from the time their ancestors came, their grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents, they came to the country, and they kept the language as it is. So when the German people go speak there, they see a lot of differences. But German is spoken. There are different types of pizza in the U.S. New York style, New Haven style. This guy is a encyclopedia. I love him. It's incredible. West Indian, Europeans. Yes, I agree. That being said, America does have Puerto Rico, Alaska, and Hawaii, which is drastically different from America. Then even Puerto Rico is classified as a Latin America. Yeah. Find the people and cuisines from all over the world, especially in major cities, yes. It's a Latin America region, even though the rest of the United States isn't seen as Latin America. Oh man, don't get me started on the Latin America discussion. I have a video about this. I totally disagree with this nomenclature. Totally. Because he hasn't been able to define what a Brazilian is through Latin America. Kevin always laughs when I say that. How does Brazil manage to have a number of uncontacted tribes while pretty much everywhere else aside from Indonesia and India? Yeah, because look at the map, Josh. Look at the map. Brazil is continental, ginormous, with a very big area of forest. You know, our army has an elite squad that is a specialist in forests. Of course, look how many forests we got in the north, okay? People think I live in the jungle in São Paulo. But anyways, we have a very vast area, so it's very easy to have a tribe that is not connected to anything else. My Instagram is the same name of the channel, Internet Heart. Brazil Unsubtitled. Just type Brazil Unsubtitled, you'll find me there. And also, please follow Portuguese with Mark Saint. If you guys are new here, I have a secondary channel to teach the Brazilian Portuguese. Kevin is a student of my course. He loves it. Okay? Brazilian Portuguese is Portuguese with Mark Saint on YouTube and also on Instagram. Even the US had a very empty region in the western United States that even includes California, where LA is even located. Ana is saying Morro de São Paulo is a better place than Bahia. Is a better place in Bahia. Very good. So yes, everybody talks about Morro de São Paulo really well. Okay? Tails. So go. Yeah, in Brazil it's uncontacted because the government protects. They know the existence because they have been discovered. And I remember, funny thing, I remember when they discovered this tribe specifically. Let me see if I find the name here, guys. So I'm typing name of the Brazilian indigenous tribes or the indigenous tribes in Brazil that have no contact with civilization. In Brazil, there are a few indigenous groups that keep themselves isolated from the society that is not indigenous, also called isolated peoples. A few examples include the groups of the indigenous land Vale do Javari, como as the Cabeceiras do Igarapé, Santana, and do Igarapé Flecheira, Corubos, e os isolados do Rio Coari, Rio Branco. Other the isolated from the river Coari and Rio Branco. Other groups include the Masako and the Akuntsu. It sounds like Japanese. It's important to note that the list of isolated people can change with the time because new discoveries and changes in the conditions of life may occur. Yes, they have been discovered recently, some of them. How come? Yeah, there are areas that are not explored, you know. Or they know some animals exist there, so they don't go there to keep the wilderness the way it is. And sometimes they discover Indians. I remember this specific tribe, there was an airplane photographing the region, and suddenly an Indian appears from inside the vegetation to the clearing with a spear on the hand and looks at the airplane in awe like this. You know, and he had the spear ready to send it to the airplane.
Can I stay here with you?
Why?
Because I want to.
Where's mommy?
In the living room.
Sure. But where are you going to be and what are you going to do? Yeah,
There.
remember the cat, what she did to the chair?
Mm,
Do you want to participate in my live stream?
no.
No?
And let's just stay here.
Where is your tablet? Say hello to the people.
Hello.
Hello world, this is my beautiful daughter. So, that's why you wanted to come here, right? She wanted to come here because she wants my cell phone, guys. Never felt that betrayed in my life. I'm kidding. So the indigenous groups, yeah, there are a lot of indigenous groups that are, oh, they even have like a sign that says federal government, the Justice Ministry, and the Indian National Foundation, protected land. So it says here, so the access is blocked to strange people, and the name of the article in the federal constitution. So the Indians are protected from receiving the contact with the rest of the people in Brazil. Yeah, I couldn't care less about what these people think, you know, Josh. Uh, just when you say developing, it's a term that I don't know if it defines us really well. I think we are a nation with problems like any other. Um, that can't control a few areas or fight to control a few areas. Maybe we have to improve our education. Maybe no, I think we have to improve our education. But there are so many segments in this country that work better than many other places. And don't take my word for that. Okay? You can ask the other people that are here on the chat, like Kevin, who is an American, who lives in the United States and has always been to Brazil, you know? He will tell you so many things that work in Brazil so well. And the amount of money that flows in this country every day, and so many segments. So the only thing I can feel is sorry for these people, you know, who don't want to open their minds, you know. I will never say that Africa is every country is bad or everybody suffers. No, because we have different kinds of colonizations and settlements. So I'm open to learn new things. I think when we are open to learn new things, we grow as human beings, right? But you are American. You're American on paper, but you are a citizen, no? Not defending you here, right, Kevin? Kevin Coutin. Those areas, because every time I came to Brazil, I flew over the Amazon, more so along the coast. Yeah, they might see. I'm not. If I gave you the idea that it was the first time they were seeing the airplane, sorry, that was not what I meant. They might have seen so many planes flying over the Amazon. They always fly over the Amazon, especially to go to the States. But what I mean is, he was surprised because the plane was flying, and remember, it's a recognition airplane taking pictures, mapping the area. So it was probably flying lower, in a lower altitude than the others. Now I'm not worried, Josh. Not worried, and I think I've told you this before. I don't get offended by these things. I think people are entitled to learn about the countries they love. That's why you are here, because you guys want to learn about Brazil. You want to share, get more knowledge, you know. So we have a very important person for this, because Kevin is very well versed in Brazil, and I got to meet all the other guys because of him, and Neil as well. But he's well versed in Brazil. He understands a lot about our country. Teos, thanks for the recommendation on staying near Paulista Avenue. My stay at Paulista Avenue, Belacinta was perfect stop during Carnival. Oh, thank you very much. Teos, you were the guy who bought the book, you know? You bought the Carnival book made by me and my wife, right? Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for giving me this feedback. People generalize statements. First, the thing people ask about Brazil is that it is dangerous, so it's every country. New York City got bad areas. London has bad areas, too. Yeah, I think you have to know where you're walking, right, Kevin? You have to know where you're going. There are areas that I don't go because I'm not stupid, you know. I'm not supposed to be there. What am I going to do there? So, oh, Teos, thank you very much. Thank you for buying the book. That, Kevin, what you are saying, thank you, is amazing. I agree with you very much. You can say that again, buddy. Because people stop living because of this news, you know. I know a guy, I'm following a guy now. He's a traveler from Brazil, from Rio. He lived in Australia and he spends his time making videos for the channel in very exotic destinations. So he goes to Venezuela, he goes to India, he goes to Japan, and he walks with the camera, walking vlog, filming, trying the local food, right? He has amazing experiences in places like Vietnam, Indonesia, India, places that I would be afraid of going if I saw the pictures on the TV or on the internet. And the guy goes there and he loves it and he makes friends and he's very well treated. He has videos in Central America, in countries that are considered to be very violent. He goes there with the camera. He had a problem in one place only. I think I don't know if it was Haiti or another place. And he said, guys, don't take this guy as an example because the local people are not like this. They are very nice people. So imagine the rich culture this guy is taking with him to the grave when he dies. Imagine, guys. Because he didn't limit himself to stereotypes, to stupid things. I feel very sorry for people who judge people based on what they heard. Because I don't know if you guys have access to these many videos that I receive because of the algorithm about Brazil. I get a lot of gringos from many different places, Denmark now, talking about Brazil as the paradise. And she's from Denmark, one of the most developed countries in the world. More developed than the United States, I'm sorry, in a lot of segments, especially education. They don't have the best university in the world, of course, but they have a very good public open education. And she loves Brazil. She talks about Brazil as if it was a paradise. So probably she heard a lot of bad things from people. Hey, don't do this, don't go there. It's like when you want to open a company and your friend says, if I were you, I wouldn't do it. Come on, don't listen to people who have never traveled. Don't listen to people who have never amounted to anything in life. That's what I think. Guys, smash the like button, please. Don't forget. And subscribe in case you haven't. And please watch the videos that I have been posting, okay? I have posted 3 videos this week. Please go there. Kevin, I made a video about Ayrton Senna. I don't know if you have the opportunity to watch. Also one about Silvio Santos. Please go check them. Maybe it's going to be good entertainment for you. I know how you enjoy the videos on the channel. I've been to favelas in Brazil as a gringo, and people showed me love and friendship. This guy is a carioca, man. He's a carioca from the United States. That's what I tell him, because even his accent in class, he copies the cariocas. This guy is very much loved in Rio. He has a lot of people, a lot of friends that are cariocas, that are from Rio de Janeiro. They invite him for pagode, samba, funky, and he goes to all the events, man. I was in the New Year night with him and his family and our friends and my family, and I made a video. If you go there, I have a video, New Year night in Copacabana and the fireworks. It was with him. He has a blast in Brazil whenever he comes. We have bad people everywhere, you know? Is that Kurt Kaz or Chris Mustalis? What are you talking about, Kevin? Is it with me? I agree with Kevin. All countries have good and bad areas, even a place as small as 21st square miles. Go to the country, meet new people, explore, and immerse yourself in all you can. I respect the Argentinians in a lot of things. Let me tell you this. Education, they read a lot, they take education very seriously. But one day I was in London and I met two Argentinians there in the same hostel. And you know, one guy told me, you see Argentinians everywhere in the world. You can say anything about the Argentinians, but they are open for new cultures. They love Brazil. They flood Brazil during their vacations. They're always traveling the world, guys. They are open for the new. And I can't help it but think of Indiana Jones and Tintin from Verger. Do you know the adventures of Tintin? That Steven Spielberg made a movie with the dog Milou, or Milo, I don't know. I think it's Milo. Tintin always said in the cartoons, and I remember watching Tintin every night when I was a kid, it's very important to travel. It's very important to meet new cultures and learn their languages. Learn their languages and your lives will change. You're going?
I'm gonna check something. Be right back.
Okay. Josh, no, you are misunderstanding, buddy. They have been documented in the point of saying, hey, they exist there. They haven't been contacted. The Brazilian government keeps those indigenous people separated from the civilization. It's not that they haven't been discovered and the areas where they are haven't been discovered. The government controls the area. It's part of the Brazilian territory. But some of these tribes, they don't recognize us as the leaders or anything. There are tribes that cross the borders with our neighbor countries. Okay? Like Peru. They cross because they don't recognize the white man frontiers, the frontiers, the borders. They don't recognize the geopolitical thing. So the government of Brazil keeps them this way because they are like a heritage of our country. They are protected. Okay, I know some countries exterminated the indigenous population. Brazil did, unfortunately, but kept some of them as a form to apologize for all the massacre of the other tribes. So these tribes are part of our identity, of who we are. So they are kept separated, isolated. The government establishes barriers like don't go from this point on because they can even kill you. And there are reports of missionaries trying to evangelize those tribes and they were killed. you know? Denmark's smaller than most states in the US. Yes, I know. About 6,000. I know, I agree with that, but a lot of people unfortunately compare. People have already compared Brazil with Switzerland, or Brazil with Germany, if you ask me, or Brazil with Japan. Germany fits in one of our states, you know. I'm just saying that. I don't know why I started talking about Denmark. Oh yeah, because they are open. They are open for the new. That's what I meant to say. So they are open. They want to travel. They normally the Europeans are like this. The Europeans are very open to discover new things. I remember, and this guys, this tells very much. This tells loads about who you are. Okay. I remember going to Germany. I was in Frankfurt. And no, I was in Vienna, and I stayed in a hostel there in Vienna, in Austria. And in my bedroom, there were many bunk beds, and there were three guys from Germany. And they said, "Hey, where are you guys from?" I was with my best friend there. And I said, "We're from Brazil." "Oh, that's very nice." "Oh, do you know about Brazil? Know anything?" What not to know? He was impressed with my question. What not to know? "Where are you from in Brazil?" I said, "São Paulo." "Oh, do you know São Paulo?" "Yes." 12 million people, 6 million cars, soccer teams, Palmeiras, São Paulo, Corinthians, Santos, Portuguesa, Juventus. The guy gave me a complete list about São Paulo, about Brazil. He knew everything about Brazil. Everything. And he said that they learned in school. A lot of bad things are coming from the Brazilians living back in the States. If I had listened to them, I would not have experienced the Brazil. Wow, Teos, thank you. Look at that. An American guy saying that Brazilians run down their own country. Unfortunately, Teos, this is very normal. One of the most ridiculous questions that my friends from the United States get when they come to visit, because I take my friends, for example, to go around to play basketball with me, so I bring them to my community. I have a basketball team here that I play. Some people will ask, why Brazil? Why not Brazil? So they have a low self-esteem to the point of thinking that the place is a crap. Unfortunately, this is inside our culture. I think I even studied this at university. In the last 70 years, something happened in Brazil. 80 years. I have an allergy, sorry. That made the Brazilians to hate the country. Come on, man. That's why Senna was so important for us. Ayrton Senna was so important because he was a patriot when it was virtually impossible to be a patriot. We had no reason. Okay? All hype and exaggerations. Maybe they suffered a problem and they think, okay, everybody's criminals here. Some people sometimes think I don't walk on the streets with my cell phone. Oh, we have robberies in São Paulo. Tell me a big city that don't have robberies. Thefts. Tell me one big city. Just if you go to Vienna. But Vienna is the best city to live in the world, according to many researchers. The second one was in Canada. It's not anymore, I guess. Josh, you have to come to Brazil, man. That's all I tell you. You have to come to Brazil to see for yourself. A lot of the things that you might have heard will go down. Anna is agreeing with me, right, Anna? Say that again, teacher. You can. I think you said you can say that again. Yeah. She's agreeing with me. Yeah, that's exactly what I think. I went to 3 different states in Brazil and walked day and night pretty much everywhere, tourist areas, and never once did I felt unsafe. Fortaleza is very safe, even in Rio. Look, Teos, there are places that are unsafe, okay? But just be careful. Have you guys been able to watch my videos in Fortaleza? I got the camera on my hands, a microphone here, everything complete, all my equipment. I saw a lot of police officers. I was on Paulista Avenue today. Paulista Avenue, by the way, when you come to São Paulo, be careful with Paulista Avenue. Showing off your cell phone too much, because there are some people who take advantage of opportunities. If I say to you that there are no criminals in this country, I'm lying. There are. Of course there are. But not everybody suffers from this, or everybody is a criminal. Or sometimes they give people talk about Brazil as if we live in a Mad Max movie. Do you remember Mad Max? Everybody just comes out of the house with a gun. Okay, follow me. Yeah, you're free to go. Oh, come on. I remember, guys, take a look. Guys, when last year we're going to have an NFL game, remember, in São Paulo? The soccer player, the football player saw on his Instagram that he couldn't wear the green color. And then the guy flew. He associated that joke because Corinthians, the team, they hate Palmeiras, and Palmeiras has green. It's like Los Angeles Lakers versus Boston Red Sox. Maybe if you are a Lakers supporter, you don't wear green, or vice versa. The guy associated with gangs now, because Brazil is dominated by gangs. And he very irresponsibly put this information on his Instagram. And then the leadership of the NFL and the team had to apologize. Because somebody might have told him, look, don't wear green because Corinthians don't like green. The supporters of the green, not that they're gonna kill you because you're wearing green. Just because it's Corinthians. And the biggest rival is Palmeiras, which is green. The guy associated with gangs. Brazil is dominated by gangs, and the gangs are gonna kill us if we put green. Give me a break, you know. Hillbilly, hi Hillbilly, how are you, man? Frankfurt is worse than Cracolândia. Ah, you're joking. I think I stayed in Munich. I didn't stay in Frankfurt. Frankfurt was just a connection flight. So I landed in Frankfurt, got a plane to Vienna. And then when I returned to Germany by car, I went to Munich and then Berlin, right? Lack of nationalism. I agree, man. Kevin is talking about what I said about the Brazilians running down. I'm a very proud Brazilian, and it's not because of my channel. My channel is a consequence of my pride. My channel is a consequence of my pride. I love everything that talks about Brazil. Look at our colonization. Oh, Dom Pedro I. The leaders of Portugal who came to Brazil. I love our history. Our history is beautiful. We had wars with Paraguay. This is the bad part. But it showed how powerful Brazil is, you know. And Brazil is not arrogant, you know. Brazil is open for, the funny thing, I think we follow the Jesus mandates very well. Because people slap us on our face and we treat them really well. So I've heard, like, you go to Spain or some other countries, we're treated like really bad. Not going to say a bad word. And then they come here, they're treated really well. Some Brazilians are suffering a lot against visiting Portugal. I know this because I have a cousin who lives in Portugal. He got married there. His daughter is Portuguese. He's Brazilian. He's an engineer there. And he tells me, Mark, we suffer prejudice here for being from Brazil. But the funny thing, the Portuguese have bakeries in our country, have stores in our country. They're treated very well and respectfully. The maximum they will hear is a joke, because we have many jokes about the Portuguese. But that's all, you know? Josh, you have the best question. So if I want to go to Brazil, I just have to go and not wait for a politician that is akin to Bukele to come in and to fight crime. Maybe Batman. Maybe we need Batman, right? To fight the crime. Of course not. Just pick up the plane and come, right? I think you told me where you are from. Is it Arizona? Are you from Arizona? Am I correct? Because I think every state in the United States has a different way to see things, I guess. Visited São Paulo as a single, unscorted woman. Pff, yes, Tisha. And Tisha is coming again. And I'm going to take pictures and post for you guys to see Tisha and me and my family eating something. I'm visiting the best places. You see. Meanwhile, people who think this is a jungle, stay away and stop their lives from having the best memories. What can I do? Oh, my friend John McNulty, how are you? I'm from Arizona. How are you, buddy? This is also a beautiful soul that I have the privilege to call my friend. American, loves Brazil, wants to migrate to this country. Oh, the channel is for you guys and for the people who don't know much about Brazil and are learning with this channel. So I don't get offended. I repeat, I just have this energetic way to answer, but I don't get offended. It's a pleasure to enlighten you guys about my country, okay? My pleasure is to be here to talk to you about Brazil. I remember that phrase that I love from the Bible. I was blind, but now I see. Right? The blind man said after Jesus touched his eyes. Don't want to preach religion. I'm just talking about human knowledge. I was blind, but now I see. When you have knowledge, you have light. Your life changes. You become a new person. That's why reading and learning is so important. Vote on me on the next election. Brazilians have intense nationalism during the World Cup. That's true. Brazilians have a protected nationalism. Like, they will not tell you they are nationals or they are nationalists until you badmouth our country. Try to criticize Brazil to a Brazilian. The guy is running down our country. The place is a crap. Try to say something. He's going to get offended. It's like this. I love to hate my country, but you don't have the right to say anything. It's bizarre. That's not me, okay? I love my country. I don't care what people think. But if people want to learn and they are willing to learn, I'm here to tell my experience as a Brazilian. What I live. I have a daughter here, guys. Maybe many of you are not parents. I am. When you become a parent, the responsibility changes. I have a daughter here. If the place were a jungle, as a lot of people think, do you think I would have my daughter here? No way. But what about the people who cross Mexico to go to the United States? These people, don't get me started on them, okay? Maybe they got desperate for something, because come on. People even say, I'm going to go to the U.S. and ask for asylum. On what? Based on what? What circumstances? What are you suffering here that you need to do that? It's still a free country for many people. Kevin saying, trust me, I've learned the songs. One of my all-time favorites to sing against Argentina is Mil Gols. Yeah, I know that very well, Kevin. Always singing that, right, buddy? Look at you, Billy. When I walk around São Paulo at night, I am darkness. They fear me more than Batman. No, man, I am Batman, okay? I am Guys, do you still hear me well? Because I'm receiving some messages here. Do you still hear me, guys? Yeah, no, it's still working. If the sound breaks, let me know because I received a lot of USB messages here, but I think it's working. I'm Batman, buddy. I'm a big fan of the Batman. I don't know if you are aware of that. Ali Anna is saying, I'm born in São Paulo. I never was stolen. Thank God. That's it, Anna. Never stolen. It happens. I was once. But it was very late at night. You know, I was calling and asking to be robbed in a very dark area, so you have to be careful. Hi, Mark. Just got home from work. You were always welcome, my friend John. Pleasure is mine. Of course, every region in the U.S. has a different outlook on stuff. Some people see things different in New York than someone in Alabama. Yes, I can tell you one thing New Yorkers don't agree with. Shit from Boston, yes. I know the rivalry. Since for Americans tourists, it takes a very long time for Americans to ever consider visiting El Salvador, the tourism boom they have. Yes. John Oliver, nice haircut, bro. Thank you, guys. The second person to say this already. Manu will disagree with you, okay, John? John Oliver. Manu is gonna disagree because she says, oh, Daddy, you don't look cool anymore. I like when you do this. When the hair is all swoop falling on my mouth. That's what she likes. John, I told you, John is working on retiring São Paulo. I'm reading kind of late. I'm gonna catch up with you. Tourism boom happened, getting rid of gangs on El Salvador. Yeah, the work he has done has been said to be amazing. So I think other nations can follow suit, you know. So Jungle, tell them welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. I'm gonna sing the song from Guns N' Roses, right? And good thing about Brazil, we have fun and games. We got all things you want. Yes. Exactly. It's Guns N' Roses. Trump won't let anyone in. That's true, man. That's true. Garvar is here. How are you, buddy? Thanks for being here. And the political drama in Guyana and Suriname that is even more politically intense than the U.S. Being small. I'm 4 hours ahead of you here in Phoenix. So, wow, it's midnight there. Midnight. It's 12:44. Nobody. Oh, yeah, I kind of knew it, Ian. How are you? Ian, what a pleasure to have you here, buddy. Woohoo! Ian is with us. Ian, we are always here on Mondays and Fridays at 6:30 Brazil time. But we are extending a little bit more today. 2 hours having the live stream with you guys because you guys are amazing. What a pleasure it is for me to be here discussing with you, having your participation. What a pleasure. Thanks for each and every one of you. Ian is a very nice friend, buddy. He bought an apartment with us, very close to my house. He's going to be my neighbor. I'm going to ask him, and he's from the United States of America, another American. I'm going to go to his house to ask for coffee when mine runs out. All this kind of, hey, Ian, do you have sugar? Forgot to buy yesterday. All these kind of things, you know. You know, get some pizza with him. It's going to be amazing. Cayenne and Suriname had the very similar Amazon forest as Brazil. Yeah, the Amazon, Josh, extends to other countries as well. It's European colonial history, and even the plants and animals, they are different. Yes, amazing. Oh, the diversity. Too bad there has been a lot of deforestation and wildfires. It's just something that pisses me, you know. Ah, it's 4:45. Oh, when you said ahead of me, I thought it was later than what I am. Yes, Ian is another Caribbean man. Ian is another blessed soul, and he knows this. I'm not telling this just because I'm in front of you guys. I have the privilege to be surrounded by the best people. My students are amazing. God puts the best people around me. It's incredible. My friends, the people I meet on the channel, sometimes one or another is disrespectful, but it doesn't happen very often. I understand that these guys come from a traditional culture of just looking at their own belly buttons and not looking forward. Sometimes it happens, but in general, 99% of the time I meet people like Ian, like Kevin, like John. John McNulty is an amazing person that I want to meet in person one day. Tisha is fantastic. All of you guys, thank you very much. Josh, thanks for being here all the time. Anna is incredible. Deborah is incredible. A lot of people that are here or that have been here tonight are tremendously blessing my life. So thank you very much for all of you to do this. I will take you, John. Make this a promise. Tali, Manu, and I will take you and your girlfriend to the municipal market for the sandwich. And it's on me, I promise you. I have made a video there. Actually, I did this a long time ago at the beginning of the channel. I don't know if you had the opportunity to watch this video about the mortadella. It was big, man, but it was not as big as I thought, because when I saw people talk about it, it was like the slices of bread and all this with mortadella, which is bologna, right? You guys call bologna. This big, man, but mine was smaller but delicious. And they have beer, because there are two levels inside the municipal market. The upper part, it's the part where you oversee the stores downstairs. It's open, and people have beer and listen to music. It's just amazing. Funny how Brazil, despite also having its own Guyana known as Amapá. I thought you were going to start about the Brazilian Guyana, guys. Have you heard about it? I'm not going to tell. I want to see how connected you are to Brazil. Have you heard about the Brazilian Guyana? It's the new fad nowadays. Which part of the Portuguese Guyana does not have any cultural Caribbean regions whatsoever? Yeah. Brazil, man, in this Kevin will tell you very much, especially cariocas. Cariocas are very, I'm carioca, I'm Brazilian. I don't need to know about your culture. Some cariocas do this. But Brazilians are closed in themselves, in ourselves. Like, okay, we accept, look, I'm not contradicting what I said at the beginning. We accept a lot of culture, but we consume a lot our culture, our music, our sport. We just love everything that is produced in Brazil as well. So the movies more from the United States, but nowadays Brazilian movies are a thing here. Believe me, they are a thing. Our soap operas. So maybe even Amapá, it's like this. It's isolated because they are consuming Brazilian culture and leaving Brazil's reality, you know? Ah, yeah, look, Ian. Ian is saying don't forget the fruit in the market for John, but you just have to be careful because, especially when they see you guys are foreigners. Even it happened to me that I'm a Brazilian. They offer you a very exotic fruit, and then don't come have it when you see you're paying $200 for 3 trays. No, be careful. Be careful with these things. They take advantage when they see you're a tourist. I think things got so infamous that the government started interfering in this and even threatened to cancel their permit to work there. So maybe nowadays things are better, but they pushed you. They made the hard sell over you. So be careful, because you will try one exotic fruit and say, amazing, and they will sell one for $80. 80 reais a tray. Oh, come on. But the mortadella I can eat. Pork. Mortadella sandwich from... Ah, the bologna is pork? Ah, no, the mortadella you can't eat. Okay. Bologna sandwich from the Mercado Municipal. I don't blame you not eating pork. That same culture never even reached even into Amapá. Guyana does have a border. Town that is so close to Brazil, but as you said earlier, the Caribbean culture never reached. Yeah. Minamapá. Kevin, YouTube is blocking your bad words, man. Careful. So crossing the border from Guyana to Brazil, or even Colombia and Brazil, and you see significant cultural changes overnight, almost like the border from Russia into North Korea. Very good example, Josh, and yes, you are correct. You are correct. I have heard of foreigners saying that they travel, like they started their South American trip in Colombia, for example. Went down Peru, Chile, Argentina, Uruguay. When they entered Brazil, what is that? They said nothing to do with the others. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Totally different. I've been to Chile only, in South America. Completely different from us. Completely. John is saying, I saw that they are playing another international airport in Olympia. Yes, and I'm receiving a lot of good, good interactions with the video. People are asking me, Mark, why? Why Olympia? Because of the water parks. Doesn't make sense. I agree. I just made the video, wanted to show you guys, but yeah, why not investing on the ones that are already here? Make even bigger, stronger, with more planes, you know? So it's just a remote area to serve 2 parks. Put the parks closer to São Paulo then, you know? I don't know. São Paulo Futebol Clube. Yeah, Ana is gonna hate, John. I didn't know you like São Paulo, John. Ah. Salve o tricolor paulista, amado clube brasileiro. Yeah, sorry, I don't sing very well. Oh, I didn't know you like São Paulo, John. Very nice. Now you tell. I will always bargain from now on. I don't remember. You went with the girl, right? Because I was not with you in this day, right? Because I would have told you. Be careful, you know? Brazil has so many fruits, Josh, that I don't have the name to tell you. Sometimes I go to the street market here and my wife tells me, "Oh, this is da, da, da." I don't, I don't, I haven't saved their names, believe me, because it's not part of my reality, you know. We have so many different ones. I can look. You were giving me a very interesting um, option of video. I think I could make a video to show you the exotic fruit of Brazil. Oh, my wife is coughing a lot. Guys, 5 more minutes, okay? Because it's gonna complete like 2 hours and 30 minutes here already. A pleasure, but I really, really need to go. On the exotic fruits of Brazil. And remember, every Mondays and Fridays, 6:30 p.m., we're gonna be here talking about many things. Kevin, you missed our conversation about the Brazilian red jersey. I think you were not here when we were talking, right? We were talking about that a lot, man. Too bad you missed it. Any exotic seasoning spices in Brazil? There are so many different spices in Brazil, man. Another interesting thing, spices. I'm gonna make a video to show all this, alright? I'm a New Yorker. When in Brazil, you must think like a Brazilian. Yes, when you are in Brazil, think like a Brazilian, exactly. Bologna in the United States is just a much cheaper processed version of mortadella. Funny thing, because when I talk to my daughter, Hillbilly, you know, my daughter is bilingual from birth, right? She was born and I started speaking English with her and she speaks the two languages. I always say bologna sandwich. Now I will change, it's mortadella. I think my friend from Tennessee told me, no, the mortadella is different from the bologna. Oh, São Paulo is your girlfriend's team. Here in my family, everybody's São Paulino. My wife, me, cousins. Vanilla cream bean in São Paulo? I'm not sure. I will check. Vanilla cream bean. The food that Brazil had, for the most part, aren't too exotic for Americanized, but rather seem familiar. Yeah, there are some that are might be different. It's not like India, but because we have our nature and vegetation is so strong and rich that we have some spices that might be different for you guys because they come from these vegetations. Fava de baunilha? I posted on my Instagram. I don't remember that. Maybe I saw it, Ian. Vanilla. What is that, man? It looks like an ice cream. Is this? Too bad you don't get home in time, man. Too bad. But I promise you, on Fridays I will try to extend. There'll be days I will stay until 7 because I might want to play basketball because basketball is only on Fridays. But I let you know. Like today I didn't want to go. I wanted to be here with you guys. So I will extend, but always try to be here. Even if you get in the last 30 minutes, it's always a pleasure, okay? Any news about Brazilian coffee being sold here in the US? for inflated price due to the tariffs? Not yet. I don't know anything, but another video I could make. Coffee. I need to take a look at the newspapers, you know. The economic section. Well, Brazil got a lower tariff level, right? It was just 10%. It's still 10%, but there are countries that got really much more. So we should get both time and money and do food videos traveling all over Brazil. Yes, I want to do that, Baldini, as well. Look at what Baldini is saying, guys. Actually, when I idealized this channel, my idea was to be on the road all the time. I want to be your eyes exploring the country, giving you details about the locations that I visit, telling you where to go or not to go. And then you can prepare your own trip to Brazil based upon my channel. The problem is, it demands resources. And I don't want to be a beggar here, but every support that you guys give goes a long way for the channel. First, I needed equipment. I bought the equipment. Now I've already started to save some money to start traveling because I have some members already contributing with the channel. So anything you guys do, a super chat or you become a member on the channel, just choose the category. I think the cheapest one is $2.99 if I'm not mistaken. $2, $3, guys. But for me, it would be 15 reais. So this, at least I can go to the museums or the galleries or the food markets here in Brazil, let's suppose, any fair that they're having. And I can take you guys there through the camera because I have this support. Oh, I can't help you, no problem. Binge watch the videos. Leave your comment in every one of them. You're going to be helping me a lot. I don't want to make videos only inside the studio. The studio is important because I bring culture, documents and everything, but I want to be on the streets. I want to say, guys, tonight we're going to visit this fancy restaurant in Leblon, Rio de Janeiro. Imagine. Or we are in Santa Catarina to show you. I depend upon you guys to make this happen, okay? Ian. Oh, very nice. How Brazil or how the BRICS will benefit from a falling America. It's funny to say that like they are enemies, right? But the United States is the second biggest partner of Brazil. But I understand your question. I'm just saying that people might think, oh, you guys are enemies, opposers. No. But of course, investors look at another source of investment when one is falling. Oh, Ian, thank you very much, buddy. Thank you for the super chat there, for the support on the channel. Wow, thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you tremendously. Which, funnily enough, Brazil had these kind of similar tariffs for decades, hence why electronics there so expensive. I agree, man. I agree. I think there has been a discussion here, Josh. You're a very smart guy. Congratulations. There has been a discussion. 1 second.
Mommy's calling you.
Fala pra ela que 2 minutos só pra eu wrap up, tá? My wife is calling me. It's Friday. So, there has been a conversation, a discussion, Josh, to make an extreme makeover on the policies for products and everything, because I agree, Brazil needs to make things easy, because an iPhone here is 14,000, man. Jesus Christ. Totally agree. From the left and the right in Brazil seem to be okay with that because, of course, they all wanted manufacturing to be in Brazil. I'm not sure. I think Brazilians are sometimes Brazilians. That's another problem we have. They don't want to get involved in politics. They are more politicized nowadays, but they don't want to get involved in politics. They prefer to enjoy their lives, to be. Right now, as we speak, it's really cold outside. There are a lot of people in the bars having fun. Brazilians have fun every day, man. That's why foreigners come here and fall in love. Because life has to be lived, and we know this very much, you know? So people don't care about really discussing these things. And we should. We should have a balance, right? Because at the end of the day, we are paying the price, right? Many of the jobs Brazil had as a result, and maybe the future jobs America had as a result because of Trump. Yeah, I don't know. I can't opinionate on this at one point in the past. Lower the tax Brazil has on electronics. Brazil is keeping itself in the Stone Age. Totally agree with you, Hillbilly. And with you and Josh. I agree. I think it's time we modernize. We did this with the cars back in the 90s. Because we just drove old cars, and then Fernando Collor de Mello opened the market for new cars. And this elicited competition. He made local factors to produce as well. Competition is good. Sometimes you have some lazy guys here that don't want to compete because, they don't have competition. I mean, they don't want to produce better because they don't have competition. Open for international brands. Give them benefits to come and invest in Brazil. And then you see the difference. Totally agree. Guys, I have to go. It's 9:07 here for me. I have some time with my family as well. I need to have some time. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. This year, this has been by far the best night for me on the chat. The best nights on the live streams. Everything has been perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here, for accepting my invitation, for taking me up on the offer, my students, to be here participating. Love you all. Thank you, Ian. You didn't need to, but thank you for the support. This money will be invested and focused on the channel because you guys will receive back all the help that you are helping me, or giving me. Guys, go consider becoming a member there. We have 3 categories. One of them is, I think it's $2.99 per month, guys. Per month. $2.99. It helps me a lot with the channel here. At least I can buy a water when I am making a walking vlog, or I can get a new t-shirt about Brazil to exhibit on the videos, or maybe I can travel to a different city to show you different things, or try new food and say don't try it, or try it because it's really good. So thank you very much. Muito obrigado. Subscribe to the secondary channel. It's called Portuguese with Mark Saint. I'm leaving the name here on the chat. Don't forget to smash the like button before you leave. Portuguese with Mark Saint. Even if you don't want to learn Portuguese, go help me there. Subscribe there to make that channel also important. Thank you very much, Baldini, Ian, Josh, John McNulty, Tisha, Hillbilly, all of you, Garvar, all of you, thank you. Ana Alice Boldorini, Débora Tomasi, all of you who showed up, Kevin Coutin, can't forget your names, guys. You're all amazing. Thank you so much for all the support. Go check the categories, see if any one of them makes sense. Travel Tales, thank you very much. Internet Heart, thank you very much. Go see if any of the categories make sense for you. If it does, support us on the minimum one, just for us to bring this channel to a level that has never been reached before. I want this channel to be the number one in terms of Brazil, to be reference. And you guys will put me there, I know. God bless you all. I'm putting the intro again because I love the song and I love the work of Fábio Freitas. Fábio Freitas was amazing when he made this intro. I'm sharing with you just to finish really well. Bye bye, guys.